Hello friends, today we are going to learn the question answers of chapter Our Changing Earth. Question number 1. What are lithospheric plates? Write its essential features. Question number 2. Explain the forces which are causing different kind of geological landforms on the earth. Question number 3. What is volcano? Explain its parts. Question number 4. What is an earthquake? How does it occur? Explain its major parts also. Question number 5. Explain the instruments which are used to measure the earthquake. Question number 6. Briefly explain three major movements on the Earth's surface resulting in different landforms. Question number 7. Briefly explain different features formed by a flowing river. Question number 8. How do erosional and depositional activities give rise to coastal landforms? Question number 10. Briefly explain the work of ice. Question number 10. What kind of features are formed when wind blows in desert areas? Answer. The Earth's crust consists of several large and some small, rigid, irregularly shaped plates, slabs which carry continents and ocean floor. These plates are called the lithospheric plates. Features. Lithospheric plates move around very slowly, just a few millimeters each year. The movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. Answer number 2. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. Endo, inside, exo, outside, plus genic, origin, endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Earth movements, endogenic forces, sudden forces and geostrophic forces. Sudden forces such as earthquakes, volcano and landslides, and geostrophic forces such as building mountains. Second is exogenic forces. Erosional, depositional. For example, river, wind, sea waves and glaciers. Answer number 3. A volcano is a vent opening in the earth's crust through which the molten material erupts suddenly. Magma chamber, molten rock beneath the earth's surface. Vent, an opening in the earth's surface through which volcanic materials escape. Lava, molten rock that erupts from a volcano that solidifies as it cools. Crater, mouth of a volcano that surrounds a volcanic vent. Ash, fragments of lava or rock smaller than 2 mm into size that are blasted into the air by volcanic explosions. Gases, a cloud of ash formed by volcanic explosions. Answer number 4. When the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. The vibrations can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called earthquakes. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. The place on the surface above the focus is called the epicenter. Answer number 5. Seismograph, the machine by which an earthquake is measured. Richter scale, the scale by which the magnitude or the intensity of an earthquake is measured. Answer number 6. The landscape is being continuously worn away by two processes, withering and erosion. Withering is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surfaces. Erosion is the wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. The eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. and eventually deposited. This process of erosion and deposition creates different landscapes or landforms on the surface of the earth. Answer number 7. The running water in the river erodes the landscape. When the water tumbles at steep angle over hard rocks or down a steep valley side, it forms a waterfall. As the river enters the plain, it turns and twists, forming large bends known as meanders. In due course of time, the meander loop cuts off from the river and forms a cut-off lake, also called an oxbow lake. As it floods, it deposits layers of the fine soil and other material called sediments along its banks. This leads to the formation of a flat, fertile food plain. The raised banks are called levees. The collection of sediments from the mouth forms a delta. Answer number 8. The erosion and deposition of the sea waves give rise to coastal landforms. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks. Cracks develop over time. They become larger and wider. Thus, hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks. They are called sea caves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roof of the caves remain, thus forming sea arches. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. These wall-like features are called stacks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above the water is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores, forming beaches. Answer number 9. Work of ice. Glaciers or rivers of ice to erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below. Glaciers carve out deep hollows. As the ice melts, they get filled up with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. These deposits, made up of materials such as rocks, sand and silt, form glacial moraines. Answer number 10. Work of wind. An active agent of erosion and deposition in the desert is wind. When the wind erodes the lower part more than upper part, then mushroom rocks are formed with wider top and narrow base. When the wind blows, it lifts and transports sand from one place to another, forming hill-like structures known as sand dunes or sand hills. When the wind carries very light and fine grains of sand over long distances, known as loess. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.